What's up, fam? What's up with your fam? We're going to talk a little bit about Shakur Stevenson, man. He put on a real good performance last night, and we're going to dig in a little bit. Stay tuned, baby. Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. Hey, man, listen, first off, I want to welcome everybody to the channel. And like I always say, fam, if you're new here, I want you to be here. So think about hitting that subscribe button as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, fam. Yo, this is the morning flavor, man, a boxing blast. I'm in Pittsburgh, baby. It's getting sticky. It's getting hot already. You know what I'm saying? Where your boxer starts sticking to your leg and all that shit there. It ain't even 9 o'clock yet. And the shit is sticky, man. Supposed to get up to 94, 95, you know what I mean? Yeah, summertime is here, man. What's good with you, man? We had boxing back for the first time in 3.5 months. I was excited. Top Rank, you know, applaud Top Rank, who did their thing, man. They was the first promoters to bring boxing back, man. And you got to take your hat off to them. I think it was a decent card, man. It was a little strange without the crowd there, you know, but for the most part, I think it was a successful event. It was entertaining. The fights didn't look less interesting, you know what I mean? Shit, you can hear the thuds of the shots more, you know, that was a plus, you know what I mean? Because Shakur was tearing dude's body up, and you could hear those thuds, you know what I mean? I like that. I like that aspect of this no crowd thing, man. But it's going to take some getting used to, man. I can see them I can see the big fights going on without a crowd. You know, it wasn't really that big of a difference, in my opinion. You know, you didn't hear all the oohs and ahs when the fighters was getting off, or a fighter dropped a fighter, or landed something real good, some real heat. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, I think it was hot suit, man, hot suit in December. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. You know, what's up with y'all, man? I got this new application that I'm using, so I cannot see who's in the building. I cannot read your comments right now, but don't think I'm ignoring you. I appreciate you, fam. Y'all know how I do, man. I appreciate the fam, man. You know, I appreciate all the big faces in the world. You know, I'm just chilling, man. You know, I'm just chilling, trying to maintain through this pandemic, through all this racial tension. You know, I work with a lot of white people, man, and you know, you could just, even though you don't talk about it, you know, you may not talk about it, but you could feel, you know what I mean, you could feel the tension a little bit from some of them, you know what I mean, you could feel the tension from some of them. You have others. Hold up, wait till this loud ass truck go by. You have others that try to be extra friendly, you know what I'm saying, and try to talk up the movement, you know what I mean? When, you know, I know you, man. I've been around you all this time, man. I know what type of person you is. Don't try to talk up the movement to me, because of everything that's going on. I know your family, you know what I mean? So cut the bullshit, you know. But you know me, I'm just gonna keep grinding, you know what I mean? Grinding like a bad pair of brake pads, and keep working hard, man. But back to this boxing, man. I was impressed. I like the card. Your boy, what's his name? Robisi. He got the knockout, you know, after losing his first professional fight. You know, he was able to come back and get that knockout victory. I'm sure that's a hell of a boost for his confidence, man, because, you know, having all this hype around you, you know, he had a lot of hype coming into the pros, man. They was making a big deal about him beating Shakur in the amateurs, in the Olympics, rather, and how, you know, that was going to be the fight for the future, and he was so good, and he was going to do this, he was going to do that, and then to come out and lose and get his ass whooped, you know, that had to be a major blow to his confidence, you know, and to come back last night and have a performance like he did, man, the kid got to be happy with himself, man. You know what I'm saying? He got to be happy with himself. So congratulations to Robisi. You had the boy Cash on there. He did his thing. I don't know what type of haircut his opponent had. I don't know what that shit was. That was like a reverse bowl cut or something, man. I don't know what the fuck that was, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, that headbutt, that cut was getting nasty, man. It was starting to curve around his eye. You understand what I'm saying? And Cash just kept hitting it and hitting it. You know, it was a good fight, man. You know, I enjoyed it. It was blood. You know what I'm saying? It was some hard shots. And I enjoyed it. And then you had the heavyweight. Damn, what is his name? The big boy, man, who fought the black fat dude out of shape. He was 3-0 with 3 knockouts. He looked good, you know what I'm saying? He looked real good to be that big. He was light on his feet. His lateral movement was on point. His jab was on point, and he set up his power punches real good and got big boy out of there. You know, big boy, you know, he looked out of shape to me, but, you know, I don't want to take nothing away from the other guy, man. But, you know, I enjoyed that fight. And then that boy from Toledo, man. That boy from Toledo, Junior the Truth, man. He was pulling for dude, man. You know what I mean? He was promoting dude. Jared Anderson, he calls himself the real big baby. You know, had his little binky in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. I thought that he came out a little too fast. He's used to getting first round knockouts. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, he came out a little too fast, trying to get dude out of there, trying to look impressive. And that can be a detriment, you know, if he was fighting a more experienced fighter. You know what I'm saying? And as you know, you let his big ass blow his load, and then you start to pick his ass apart. You know what I mean? After he unblow his load, but he looked real poised. You know, he was real poised. He was after a while he settled down and was patient. You know, started working off his jab. The guy he fought, he was a tough dude, man. He was taking a lot of punishment. Taking a lot of tough shots. I mean, hard shots. But credit to that dude, man. He didn't go down. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go down, but he didn't go down, man. And Anderson just kept laying that leather on him. Bop, 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 bop. I mean, you could hear them shots. Bop, 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 bop. And, you know, finally the dude, he let the referee know that he wanted out. You know what I mean? He started stumbling back real far, you know what I'm saying? And acting like he was drunk in the ring, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was getting his ass whooped, man, but, you know, let me know that he wasn't as hurt as he was putting on, is that he didn't drop. You know what I'm saying? If he was that hurt, he would have dropped. He was able to maintain his balance and stay on his feet, so that let me know that he was looking for a way out. He was gassed to the gills. He only sparred once for the fight, and he wasn't prepared. You understand what I'm saying? And he went there, got his ass whooped. You know, right after the ref called the fight, he was bent over. He got up and went immediately to the other corner to congratulate the other fighter, which tells me that he wasn't that hurt, man. But the bright side for Jared Anderson is that he only 20 years old. You know, he only 20 years old, and he gonna get better. You know, he's not even full grown yet. He's not even stopped. He ain't even stopped growing. He's 20. You know, he's 6'4". He came in at 238. That's a big young man. You understand me? You know, he's gonna fill out more. He's gonna get more muscular. He's gonna may get a couple inches taller. You know what I'm saying? You ain't done growing till you're about 23, 24. You know, And I think that he may be a player in the heavyweight division, man, because his confidence was on point. You could see that he was real relaxed in there. You know, it was like he been there before. You know, you ever heard that saying is, you know, act like you've been to the dance before, man. Don't get in this motherfucker and start looking around and oohing and ahhing and all that type of thing right there. Nah, fam, nah. Act like you've been there before. And Jared Anderson acted like he'd been there before, and I like that for a 20-year-old kid, man. I think, Toledo got themselves a winner in Jared Anderson, man. Now, Shakur Stevenson, man, this was his first headliner. Coach K, who is his head trainer, he wasn't allowed to be in his corner because I think he's assistant trainer for Michaela Mayer, who tested positive for the COVID-19 earlier this week, Sunday, I believe, Saturday or Sunday, and Coach K had been around her. So, you know, just for precautionary measures, they made him self-quarantine, man. And, Shakur's granddad did a good job. That's who started him in this thing anyway. You know, he did a good job taking over the reins. Shakur knew what to do anyway. You know, he went in there, man, and the dude, Felix Caraballo, the first minute of the fight, I'm like, Shakur, so Shakur in for a fight, because Caraballo came out like a bull with horns, man. You know, he came out guns blazing, putting that pressure on Shakur. He was throwing some heavy shots, but once Shaq landed them that heat on his ass, you know what I'm saying? Once he started landing that heat, oh man, Caraballo folded up like a cur dog ready to jump the pit, man. His whole demeanor changed after he felt the intensity Shakur Stevenson was bringing. You know what I mean? Everything changed him. His body language and, his attack. He was just standing there, man. He was just standing there taking a lot of punishment. Now, what you could give him credit for is being tough. You know, he was tough because he took a lot of shots, man. I mean, a lot of shots. And you could just see him wearing down. Shakur did his damn thing, man. Although he wasn't matched tough. You know, dude wasn't as tough as they would have hoped. Now, is that because of Shakur is that good, or they overestimated Felix Caraballo? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, but Shakur looked great, man. What I want to see Shakur get hit back with some good shots. I want to see can he take a punch. I want to see can he handle being in there with a more experienced guy, the guy who's going to give it just as much as he can take it. You know what I mean? So I ain't going to say that, you know, I ain't going to crown him king yet. You know, I ain't going to crown him king yet. He has all the tools that one could have, that one would need, that, you know, he showed everything that you would want from a young champion, a young up-and-coming fighter. Shakur's a champion, man. You know what I mean? So he ain't no prospect. But we still need to see him face some resistance. You know, I want to see him face some resistance before I crown him king, man. But I think this future is bright, and I think he's going to be a force to reckon with, man, for years to come. The boy's only, 22, 23? So he's going to be around for a long time, man. He's going to be around for a long, long time. You know what I mean? But what? We got another card tomorrow, man. Top Rank doing this thing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, brothers from the hood, we know what Tuesdays and Thursdays mean, at least in Pittsburgh. You know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's when them boys used to come out religiously. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know, them was the days that they was coming heavy into the hood, man. You know, chasing you down, whooping ass, and, you know what I'm saying, taking dudes' stashes and things like that, you know. I don't know nothing about that now, you know what I mean? I'm decades removed from that type of life, man. But, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, it just made me think of back then. You understand what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, I'm happy boxing's back. Boxing Twitter was back last night. It was good to see the usual suspects come out talking they shit, you know, the usual haters, hating on the young Shaq, you know what I'm saying? But there ain't much they can hate on. So they hate on the opponent. Oh, he was fighting a punching bag. He was, you know, the dude wasn't doing nothing but standing right in front of him. Anybody could look good, you know what I mean? But you gotta give credit to Shakur for making him look like that. You know what I'm saying? Making him look so terrible. You know what I mean? You gotta credit Shakur for some of that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. But listen, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at Big Faces Worldwide, all one word. And for those of you who have come in a little late, man, like I said at the top of this thing, I'm using a new software, so I'm unable to see any comments. So don't think I'm ignoring you or, you know what I'm saying, I forgot you. You know what I mean? I will read all the comments, you know what I'm saying? I will get back with you, you know, whether you checking this out on the playback or whether you checking this thing out live, man. But my thing is, man, I'm gonna start doing these lives, man. These lives is how I see channels growing. You know what I'm saying? I see channels with less subs than certain people, but they have more people in their lives than channels with more, twice and three times as more subs. It's because they're consistent with it, man. It's because they're live more often, and people know at this certain time I'm going, like right now, my man Junior the Truth's on. You know what I mean? But I had to get mine in where I had to get in where I fit in, and I know that 8:30 I'm gonna watch Junior the Truth. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just it, man. And I know that around 2:30 I'm going to go over to the OG KQKC and get my laugh on. You know what I'm saying? He's a very entertaining character, man. I know, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is people who are consistent with this thing, I see that their numbers in their lives, you know, are increase. I see them increase. You know what I mean? And so I got to get more active with this thing. You know, I enjoy talking this boxing thing, man. But sometimes it's like I hear everybody else talking about it. It's like, God damn, man, how much more can we talk about this subject? You know what I mean? But you know, I'm gonna add my own flavor. I'm gonna add my own flavor to the thing, man. You know what I mean? Put it in a pot and stir it up and see what we come back with, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, listen, man, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, check your boy out at Big Faces Worldwide, all one word. But in the meantime and in between time, stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace. I'll be back.